Welcome to part 12 of my build of the quarter-scale Taylorcraft Auster 5A based on the Jerry Bates Auster J1 Autocrat plans. This video is a slideshow with a voiceover of some pictures I took while building it. Day 78. It's a lot of work sanding down the primer on the struts. Then I put M2 screws in the bracket at the bottom of the strut. I applied Oratex to the landing gear, primed it, sanded it with 400 grit paper and sprayed it with silver paint. Day 79. I sanded the primer off the second pair of struts and then put filler in any holes I could find. Then I sanded down the fake primer that leaked on the tail fin and made drops. It was a lot more work than I thought it would be, and this photo does not really show it clearly. Then I cut bits of a zipper, which is intended for doll's clothes, and glued them on either side of the tail, a V on the left side, and an upside down L on the right side. Day 80. The struts are ready, sanded, primed and sprayed with silver paint. I masked the inside of the flap compartment and then sprayed silver paint on the wings. The fuselage has been painted silver. I cut an aluminium plate under the fuselage at the front and then made rivets on it. The method is to make the rivet with a steel wire and then smooth it with a brass tube. I got this method from Danny Fenton in England, a great scale master who shows this on his YouTube channel called The Devil is in the Detail. Day 81. I put the door on the right side. I got some tiny hinges from Mick Reeves and stuck them under the door skin and then removed material from the door jamb so that they could sink into it a little. The aluminium strip next to the door is an experiment. There's a thicker strip in front of the door, but I made this out of too thin aluminium. Also, it is too short because it reaches all the way down to the landing gear. I prepared the aluminium plate on the right side in front of the door and glued it on with contact adhesive. And here you can see how the hinges fit onto the plate. It will be easy to screw the hinges tight, both to the door and the door jamb. Day 82. Both doors on and put the aluminium panel on the left side. I got these absolutely tiny screws from Mick Reeves Models in England. The doors snap in and are held in place with magnets. Now I need to cover the doors with aluminium and put in the windows. Day 83. I covered both doors with thin lithoplate aluminium, 0.2 millimeters thick. I didn't think it was safe to have only two magnets holding the doors closed, so I put bolts inside them too. Here you can see how the bolts stick out of the doors. I glued them in very carefully with epoxy and microballoons. Day 84. I cut door panels from a Cheerios package, glued them to the inside of the doors and painted them with interior green. The Cheerios packet also went inside the fuselage behind the door openings. Then I painted the cockpit interior green except for the floor. Finally, I started cutting out gauges and gluing them to the instrument panel because I have to finish it and glue it in place before I put aluminium on the fuselage under the windshield.